Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you all the books that I want to read in the month of May. Sorry if my voice is a little lower or quieter. It's because it's 11:30 and people are sleeping, so I'm gonna try to be quiet but also film this at a decent speaking volume. Also, happy Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. I am celebrating this month by participating in the Asian Readathon, which is basically where you read a bunch of books by Asian authors about Asian characters, etc, etc. I have a couple books that I want to read that don't fit into the Readathon, so I'm going to mention those first and then I'll get into the books that I want to read for the Readathon. The first one is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. I'm finishing this up for a themed video, so I don't really want to get into much detail about it, but I'm currently over halfway through. I'm on page 238. I've got this much left to go, so hopefully I can finish this in the next couple of days. Then for that video I'm also going to be reading Normal People by Sally Rooney. I need to finish this so I can finish that video up because I've been reading the books for that video for a really long time. If you don't know what Normal People is about, it's basically a coming of age story about this girl and guy in high school and in college. It just follows like popularity, stuff like that. It's a fairly short book. It's like 273 pages, so I think I can get this done fairly quickly. And the last two books outside of the Readathon are The Score and The Goal, both by Elle Kennedy. These are the last two books I have to read in the off-campus series. I really enjoyed The Deal and The Mistake, so I want to carry on with the series, and I also bought the Briar U series for me to read after I finish these. So hopefully I like those as well. The first one I'm going to read is The Score, and this one's about Allie and Dean. And then the last one in the series is about Sabrina and Tucker. So I'm excited to read more about these hockey boys. If you don't know what these books are about, they're about these four boys on the same hockey team at Briar University. It's like, I think it's a made-up university. I don't know. And it's so good. It's about their romances and their whole friend group and their whole dynamic. Hopefully I like The Score as much as I liked The Deal and The Mistake. My favorite one so far is The Deal. I don't know if anything can top that, but what I really love about these books is that they make me laugh out loud. Like, genuinely, I've never read a book before this that has made me laugh out loud. They're just a fun time. Those certain scenes I tend to just skip over, but if you're into that, go ahead, but I'm just skip over those. And now we're gonna get into the books I want to read for the Asian Readathon. I don't know the prompts at the top of my head, so I have to look them up. Okay, the first challenge is to read a book by an Asian author, and for this prompt I chose Permanent Record by Mary H.K. Choi. I hauled this in my first book haul, and I've been wanting to read this book for a really long time, so I decided to read this book for the Readathon. Mary H.K. Choi is Korean American, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I sincerely apologize if I get the ethnicities wrong, but I believe that she is Korean. I'm not sure if this is about an Asian character either. This is about a college dropout and a music artist, I think. We'll see how I like this. I'm going to be making reading vlogs throughout the whole month to keep track of my progress. So yeah. The next challenge is to read a book featuring an Asian protagonist. For this one, I chose The Infinity Courts by Akemi Dawn Bowman. I believe that the main character is Japanese because her last name is Miyamoto. I couldn't find anything on Akemi Dawn Bowman's ethnicity anywhere online, and I don't want to assume anything, so I just wanted to choose this as my book about an Asian protagonist. And this one I included in my last book shopping video, so if you want to know what this book is about, go check it out there. But this is more of a sci-fi fantasy type of book. I haven't read a lot of Asian sci-fi books except for like Cinder, I guess. The last book that I actually physically have, because out of the other two, one of them is an ebook and the other one is not out yet. This next book completes the challenge to read a book written by an Asian author that's not US-centric, and that is Parachutes by Kelly Yang. Part of the story takes place in Shanghai and another part of the story takes place in the United States. So you get to learn a lot about the rich people of Shanghai. So I've already gotten 90 pages into this book and I really like it so far. There is a part of it that takes place in the US, but this was the only book that I owned that could somewhat fulfill this challenge, so I decided to pick this one. I literally just finished These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong in April, like at the tail end of April. So I could have used that for this prompt and that would have been perfect because it takes place in Shanghai completely in 1926, but it's fine. I'll pick this one. This one's okay. This one is about international students going to the United States for school, and that's why they call them parachutes, because they just land there in the United States with kind of no help and they just have to figure it out on their own. The next prompt is to read a nonfiction book by an Asian author, and for this one I chose If They Come For Us by Fatima Asghar. I don't know if oh my gosh, I feel so bad if I butchered that name. It's a poetry book and I have it on ebook right now. It's fairly short. I've never actually read a poetry book because, I don't know, it feels weird to just read poetry like that. I'm more of a music person, so I like to hear it in song, but just like reading poetry is weird because there's no music, because I'm a musician and that's just how I think. I don't know. But hopefully after reading this book, I'll have a greater appreciation for poetry. And the last book I want to read actually comes out on May 4th, and it's called Arsenic and Adobo, and this one fulfills the prompt to read a book by an Asian author in your favorite genre, and my favorite genre is murder mystery, and I'm so excited because it's about a Filipino woman and it's about Filipino culture and traditions and stuff. I haven't read anything about Filipinos in the murder mystery genre, and I'm so excited because I'm Filipino and I finally get to see myself in my favorite genre. Parachutes also actually has a lot of Filipino rep, but those are all the books that I want to read this month. Hopefully I'll be able to get through all of them. Let me know what you guys are reading this month, what you're most excited to read, if you're participating in the Asian Readathon. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!